today is 5 days after the regular season is over, correct? I just want to make sure I'm all buttoned up.
Yeah, so Sunday and then Monday, Tuesday.
Okay.
Today's the 5th day.
So then I ask this with the ultimate of respect before we turn our attention to the playoffs. What the hell are the Dallas Cowboys doing? This makes no sense. I mean, there is no truly rational football explanation for what's going on with the Dallas Cowboys. There isn't one. I honestly can't fathom why Jason Garrett is still the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Because they haven't come out and said he's going to be the coach next year. I mean, for someone who spoke after every game, every loss, and stood there and heard all the questions about his coach, and all of it put together, added up to if Dallas did not make the playoffs, Jason Garrett would be gone. All of it. From not signing him to another year, it's a prove-it year coming into this year, through mid-season, not performing very well. At one point, him saying that Jason Garrett will be a coach next year in the NFL, and then would not add for us somewhere. The oddest vote of confidence I've ever heard.
It was very
Followed
strange.
up now by the oddest end of the playing season scenario, in which every team that doesn't keep its coach fires its coach. Or even if they have a contract like the one that they have, Dallas apparently has with Jason Garrett, that runs through January 14th, which is, interestingly enough, the Tuesday after the national championship game in college football. So it's kind of an odd date. It's not like anything tagged to the new league year. It's not the end of the season. It's tagged to the end of the college football season. And I don't know if that's exactly where they came up with that date or not. I can't fathom why this is still happening. Why is he still the coach? Because you need to get a leg up on everybody else. You need to go. Anybody who's worth apparently an interview right now, it's been acquired. Eric Bieniemy is apparently on his third interview of the week today, as the Browns are visiting with him today. And the Browns are on it. And I said that with the proper inflection. The Browns
yes,
are
you
on
did.
it.
Yeah.
Unless, again, Dallas is looking and already talking to somebody that nobody else has asked for permission to, or has gotten or is talking to.
How would that not have leaked? This is the most covered team in the league.
I'm literally coming on the air on this show today, sounding it out with you. I'm working through this because I cannot understand what's happening. And you might turn to me at any point during this show, whether it's Todd McShay calling in shortly to talk about how the college bowl season is affecting, now that we are in 2020, the talent evaluation portion of the calendar that 20 teams that aren't looking for a new head coaches are already focused, zeroed in on. Everybody that hasn't made the playoffs. Some teams that have made the playoffs are zeroed in on this. Teams that haven't made the playoffs and are looking for a coach, they are zeroed in on this. Even Ed Werder last night reported, even the reports on this are weird because nobody's getting solid 100% information.
No.
The report is that Garrett has been informed he will no longer be part of the organization, which is like the sweetest way to say, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. They can't even tell him. He is a sweetheart. I've met him. I'm telling you, he is truly one of the nicest, most positive people you will ever come across.
No, the greatest quote.
Awesome.
The greatest quote in the Ed Werder tweet.
Yeah.
Abundance of care and respect.
Yes, we want to make sure when we tell you what 10-foot tall wall writing we've all seen has finally come to a reality we want to tell you in the nicest way possible. And this is a cutthroat league. I can't figure it out. I can't. Are they going to keep him? Because that's how they're acting. Are they going to let him go? If they are, what is the point of what they're doing? Because they got to find the next person, and the next person could be already in an interview room with another team. And I know that they think their brand is top-notch. It is. And that their job is well regarded, and it is. Say whatever you feel about the Joneses. They did keep a coach for 10 years. I mean, they did give the guy a shot for a decade. They have actually cultivated this caper for 25 years. I mean, they let Jason Garrett sit in on coaches' meetings when he was a player. So they have had a ton invested. And if you are a coach, that's what you want. You want an owner who's going to go ahead and give you that sense of security. Even to the point where you don't have security show him out the door when we're all waiting for it, including him. I have no explanation. There is no rational football explanation for what's going on here. Especially if he does want to find another job, let him go. Right?
You'd think.
There is no explanation for it. And at some point today, you may turn to me and say it's done. At which point I will say, good. Good for Garrett. Let him find another job. And who's next for the Dallas Cowboys? That's why I keep turning to Lincoln Riley. Everybody keeps telling me to move on. But that's the only rational explanation, because Lincoln Riley, nobody's asked for permission for him, and he hasn't said boo or a peep since LSU blew him out. By the way, Todd McShay was there for ESPN Radio. I can't wait to ask him what it looked like with his own two eyes to see Joe Burrow do what he did to Oklahoma. That's the reason why I keep coming back to it. And every Oklahoma fan says, shut up, Rich. We don't want to lose our guy. And everybody in the NFL is like, you heard what Bruce Feldman said yesterday. Yeah, that would, the old would surprise me, wouldn't shock me. Or would shock me, wouldn't surprise me. I always transpose those two. That's the only reason why I keep coming back to this.
Yeah. What if it's Dabo?
No way. Now that would be a holy poop situation. Because now you're waiting for somebody who's playing in this game.
Exactly. And the contract just conveniently expires the day after.
Well, that would mean that he's already agreed to it, because they're not going to just sit around and let McDaniels interview and all these other people interview, or Urban interview, and not get in on it.
I mean, I'm ready for anything at this point.
But again, what fills a vacuum? Innuendo, rumor, conspiracy.
Sure. That's all we have at this point.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.